Hello, welcome to RootTube Reviews. This is your #1 source for root beer questions. And for you today, I have our first product. This is Stewart's root beer. Now I love the aesthetic here. It looks very retro, very generic. I love the mug. The orange and the brown is a very good look. The orange, the brown, and the white. And this company apparently was founded in 1924. And it's going to be This is caramel coloring, high fructose corn syrup, and a few other non-natural chemicals. So I don't have extremely high hopes. I'm expecting it to taste something like a Muggs or maybe a Barks, but I'm not expecting this to be too advanced, especially in terms of flavor. It is caffeine-free, like any good root beer is. And that's really all I can tell you about it. I do like the shape of the bottle. It's very squat. There's a weird indent on the back right under the barcode right here. If you can see any of that. Yeah. So there's a weird indent there. The Stewart's text is actually extruded nicely, and I think that's very nice. And these are twist off, but I'm using a nice bottle opener for them. Alright, so the first thing that I look for in a root beer is which of the 4 categories it fits into. And I'm assuming this to be something of a base root beer, maybe a little bit caramel. So there wasn't too much carbonation, but there was a decent amount of fizz, and when I smell it, it definitely tastes very generic root beer. Very Barks, I think, which is interesting. And so that appeals to me. I think as far as generic root beer brands go, I think that is my favorite one. And so I'm expecting something basic but not too exciting, nothing too memorable. But again, this is Stewart's root beer. I'm going to be taking my first sip. Yeah, that's fine. It's really nothing better than a Barks or even than a Mug. The flavor's pretty unoriginal. The first taste you get is the taste of the root beer. There's no aftertaste, there's no refined changing taste in the actual root beer. It's just normal root beer the entire way through, and it kind of goes down. It's very cold, so I guess that kind of has a factor in that. But really, there's nothing interesting about this root beer. If somebody put this in a cup next to a Muggs or a Bark or a A&W, I couldn't distinguish the two. They're indistinguishable. It's really disappointing. I expected a lot more. Other than the cool aesthetic, I know that orange is supposed to make drinks taste better. Other than the cool aesthetic on here, I really can't recommend this to anyone. It's a little bit sweeter than a normal root beer. A little bit more high sugary. How many grams of sugar is it? Yeah, it's only 41, which makes me think it's a lot of artificial sugar in here. Yeah, and it says that on the back. So, I don't know. I'm really not impressed by Stewart's. I'm sure it was a great company when it was first founded, but it just tastes so incredibly generic now that really disappointing. Really not what I expected out of a root beer. I guess I'd put it in base flavor. There's nothing that even implies caramel, butterscotch, or licorice. There's nothing that implies any sort of exotic flavor. Very boring, very generic. This seems like something I'd get at a basic, very simple restaurant. There's nothing refined about it, no spices. It's just a vat of chemicals. So, it's fine to drink. It's just not. If I was given the choice between this and any other drink, I would choose the other one. This is just disappointing. Not horrible, though. Anyway, that's Stewart's. I'll give it a 5 out of 10. Not disgusting, but not memorable. Anyway, Stewart's Root Beer. Original Fountain Classics. Thank you.